from She Works This Way Again. I love this. I've been loving this
That's so good.
lately. It's basically talking about like working your business for the Lord and how what's the main verse? Main verse from Mark, and it says, "So then when the Lord Jesus had spoken to them, he was received up into heaven and sat down at the right hand of God. And they, the disciples, went out and preached everywhere, while the Lord worked with them and confirmed the word by the signs that followed." And it was basically saying, like, as we do the work of the Lord, he's going to confirm it. Like, Jesus is helping us, and then God's going to confirm it with signs and things like that, that we're doing well. And so it says, "But if we pursue living out his message and sharing the truth that has transformed us with others, he joins us. When we pray to invite him into our work, because in humility we know that we are incapable to do God's work without him, he's there with us. So in the moments when we feel alone, let's speak truth to our feelings that Jesus is with us, and let's make sure that we are slowing down enough to recognize the moments when his work is happening right in front of us."
Come on.
So, and then it says, "And finally, a good check for all of us is to look for evidence of his word being confirmed as you work." Because it says God will confirm it with signs. And so, just so good.
Yeah.
And even just a reminder, one, to like pray for your business or pray for your life, whatever. Like,
yeah.
It's like I have desires and I have hopes and dreams. It's like, am I praying and inviting Jesus to come and like help me do those, or am I just like trying to do it myself?
Yeah.
I think I can. And then just to look for the evidence of him in it. And I don't know, even little things. Like one thing last week, I reached out to more people about coaching in a way that I haven't in the past. Is like I watched like a training, and it was like, if you've posted about like coaching and people have liked it, just go tell them thanks for the love. Like, are you interested in chatting more about this or whatever it was?
Yeah.
And so I did that, and I've never done that before. Usually it's only if people comment do I reach out to them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of risky, like I haven't done this,
Yeah.
Like I could hear people saying, "Oh, no thanks," or I could go and look and be like, some people said like, "I'm not interested, but I love what you're doing." And it was just like, there was a lot of encouragement back. And so it was like sweet, to be like, I don't know.
That's
good. Cool to like find those little pieces of like what you do and what you share encourages me so much, like people legit look at that. So it's like, okay, I don't know.
That's good.
Anyways.
That's so good. I feel like I was even talking with Joey a little bit yesterday and kind of about Beachbody stuff. And I haven't made a sale or got anyone signed up yet. And we're obviously spending extra money on Beachbody, just even like the $15 a month. It's not that big, and then I also bought a graphic design thing earlier last year. So I'm paying $20 a month for that. And it's weird for me because I've never gone after something like invest in money or invest in something to try to make money out of it or whatever. And both the graphic design and the Beachbody I've gone for in the past year. And so there was a place in me that was like, I haven't made any money from this or whatever. And Joey was like, "James, it's a good investment. It's you going after stuff the Lord's put inside of you, and it's worth it." And I felt that tenderness or scariness of I don't know if I should or not, whatever. Anyways, it was sweet Joey's encouragement. And then I felt like the Lord put on my heart, ask me for 3 people to sign up in these first 3 months, be asking me for it. And just don't lose heart, but you keep asking, keep pressing. And it kind of just felt like I'm a baby in this, I'm learning, growing, and the Lord's training, even in the places where I'm I don't know if I should do this. It's a place for the Lord to come in and say, "Yeah, you're doing this good. Yes, we need to fix this here," or whatever. So it feels like training ground. Anyways, so that was sweet. The Lord reminding me, be asking me for people to sign up, be asking me for, I don't know, asking him to intervene. So it just lines up with what you just said, the praying about it.
Same thing. I've been trying to kind of from the Rachel Hollis topic, but also in my own thoughts of just writing down, declaring things
Yeah.
over my life, and like just trying to do like 10 things a day, and like, this is who I am, like writing it in present tense, or this is what I've achieved, or this is what's happening in my life, whatever it is. And but then I was reminded this morning, but like, am I just writing it and forgetting about it, or am I like writing it and then praying about it and asking Lord, like,
To do it.
like,
Good.
let's do this together, like not just like believing for it in my own, I don't know, gumption,
Yeah.
but like, Lord,
Yeah.
like, be a part of this with me. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you see his glory, is when you invite him to be part of it. It's like,
It's good.
I don't know. It's just so good.
It's
Like
good.
for you, you would be able to say like, I don't know. Did you join at the end of November, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
I went like almost 2 months and like didn't have anything. And then when the Lord told me to start praying, that's when it happened.
That's
Like,
sweet.
that's like,
Yeah.
that's what he wants, right? Like he wants
Yeah.
the glory. And so we got to get like our attention to like get it sometimes.
That's good, Brittany.
But I don't know. So good. But
So good.
okay, let's jump into some of these questions from
Yeah.
yesterday that I sent. Okay, so what do you feel like, which we've talked about this some, but I feel like it's still good to just keep sharing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is your personal business vision? And it can be like anything, it's ever evolving. So
Yeah. Well, and I was
going to say, now in this moment.
Yeah, you said let's keep asking it. It's good. I feel like it's developing and growing. So I'd say first the business vision, my personal business vision is and I told you, I said, hey, I'd go over these questions, and then I fell asleep, so I didn't.
Yeah, that's okay.
Probably like to set I don't know how to word it. There's a personal aspect of my own like accountability to keep me healthy, nutrition and exercise or fitness or whatever, and to set the tone for my family. I feel like as women, we carry a lot of weight, a lot of impact that we don't always recognize. And so I feel like if I'm going for it, and I've already seen it in Joey and in Joey's parents, like because I'm going for it full on, they're like getting ideas to do things differently. So it's like to change the atmosphere of my family, my home, but then to invite people into just one more step to sign up for a healthier mind, body, soul, spirit. So I think it has a lot to do with fullness. Even like last night at Life Group, the song Release the Fullness kind of thing. Like that's been like a life thing for me, but just like one more step to like take another step into the fullness of what God has for us. So I think that's probably going to be like even developing like a mission statement or like a vision statement for Beachbody for me is going to have something to do with helping release the fullness of, I don't know, health and fitness, the fullness of God's design for our bodies, for our hearts, for our minds, something along that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know where you went. It froze kind of.
No, that's good. So for me, my vision, I do feel like it's ever evolving, even though I've been there for a long time, but it's, I mean, the reason why I do what I do is because I want to impact families and lives in generations, because I feel like the health is a generational thing, whether it's through what you've been taught by generations or generational curses or whatever. And I value wanting to, I want to impact women because I know that they're going to impact their families, and it's just going to trickle down into generations to change the legacy of their health. And I feel like when your health has changed, like it impacts like relationships, confidence, you going after your dreams, all those things. And so that's why I do it. But I do feel like the Lord's even like still putting more and more in me to like I've even felt this challenge lately. In the National Wake Up Call I listened to yesterday, she was like, when she's like, if you can use social media and you follow other coaches and you get inspiration from them, that's good. She's like, but the moment it turns into comparison, you need to like stop following them and stop looking. And I don't necessarily know if there was comparison, but I do feel like there was a striving of like, oh, what they're doing is good. I need to do that. And I feel like the Lord directed me this year to like stop looking at other people's ideas.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, Lord, how can I do this more for you? How can you be more involved in this?
Yeah.
And I don't know the answer. And he's like, don't look to other people that are doing it right. Look to me, and I'll tell you how you're supposed to do it. You know, like
That's
I have friends
good.
that are doing like amazing with their business, and like God is like a big part of it, like in everything they do. And I'm like, it's like I look to them, I'm like, man, you know, how's she doing it? And like, how can I do that more? And
Yeah.
God's like, stop. Like you're not supposed to look like her. You're supposed to look like me.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to like tap into that and like let the Lord be part of that. So
It's good.
Ever evolving for sure.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah. I feel like when you were talking, I wanted to say that, like the things you share with that, and doesn't have to be like what I just shared was like a lot of things, you know, but like breaking apart our vision and sharing little pieces of that, being sure to share little pieces of that in our social media posts, you know, of like what it's doing for your family. And it doesn't even have to be like, this is why Beachbody or whatever coaching, like just like share like something about you. You're just, they call it like dropping breadcrumbs. You're just dropping little things of like your vision and like why you care about this and what it's doing for your family. You know what I mean? Like picking little values and like sharing with people how your vision is.
Yeah.
What your vision is and how it's like changing your life, I guess. So
that's good.
But, yeah. Okay, so the next question is, what is your biggest dream with this business? And that can be like just your personal stuff. It can be with the people you want to help. It can be a financial goal or dream, or it can be all of the above, basically.
Yeah. The first thought I had was potentially like it's financial, potentially making, which it's probably a small dream, but hey, it'll grow. Making enough money to possibly send Jonathan to do like a 3-day-a-week kindergarten thing. I'm entertaining the idea of homeschooling, but that kind of sounds overwhelming right now. And for Jonathan, he probably, I don't know, there's a Peak Learning Academy here in Abilene. So I'm kind of exploring that, but it costs money to do, which is fine. But it would be great if I like made enough money to cover his first year, which we wouldn't need to pay that till August. So from now till then, like $3,000 or something like that. So my first thought was like, it'd be cool to make enough money in the first like 6 months or whatever to like be able to send Jonathan to that, whatever. And then kind of trailing from that, there's been this like dream, like Joey, like the Lord's called him like an evangelist, and he doesn't like know what that looks like long term, but he's like asking the Lord, like, whatever you want to do, however you want to set that up, I want to say yes to it. So there's kind of been this like, maybe down the road we're going to be traveling more, or whether with Joey's accounting job now, but like anyways, there's this thing of like Beachbody business being a source of income to fuel us in sharing the gospel and like sending people out on the mission field. So there's like this dream of me still doing Beachbody in like 5 years and it being like our source of income to extend, like to share the gospel and send people out. So that's kind of, even when you just asked, I've thought of that over the past couple weeks. And so I just wrote it down. Like, I think that's a dream. Kind of cool. So those are two.
That's awesome. Well, for me, like just kind of breaking it down, I feel like when it comes to others, I feel like the Lord has helped me like already impact others, and that's already something that's like comes easily with the
Yeah.
business as far as like getting
Mhm.
challengers and stuff. It's something I want to grow in, and like a big goal is I kind of shared this last week with like mine and Miguel's vision for like the Beachbody vacation trip of like having a vision of a team that's doing something different. And like one of the things I write down often in this little book each morning is like I've built a team of people who are impacting the kingdom with their business basically, and like wanting to build and help more women build businesses that are impacting the kingdom. And like, like we've talked about, like you're using your gifts and you're,
Yeah.
passionate about.
Yeah.
So that would be like the business part of like helping other people. But then for us, I mean, a big part of my big dream is financial. Like I would love to be able to cover all of our bills with Beachbody.
Yeah.
Because we have, we're working with Ezra Snacks to make it happen. It's a lot of work, and I know
Yeah.
Miguel's like desire right now is like go all in with that, and he's super worn out with his own business right now, and
Yeah.
I would love for him to like for me to just be working that. It's because it's not a like money to the hour job. I
Mhm.
feel like there's so much more potential with Beachbody to grow
Mhm.
it bigger without taking away from our family, without taking us away from things,
Yeah.
and giving us the time to go after our dreams of like also the snack industry and stuff like that. So that's a big one. It's something I'm just asking the Lord for a lot, and I just realized I just need to be praying for it daily.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
wishing, but like
Yeah.
being intentional to pray about it. But
Yeah. That's good.
yeah. So do you feel like in some of those, and even as you said it, you might have heard it, like that's, I don't know, whatever it is, but do you feel like there's any limiting belief that is holding you back from those things? Like, is that really, whatever it is?
Yeah.
Whether it's about believing in yourself, believing that it can actually happen, believing that people will join you that much, whatever it is, or something totally different.
I think the most limiting belief probably is like is like probably this, like right now, like I don't know if it's a limiting belief. It's just like unsure, like mm, I feel like I've set a goal of like 3 months giving it a good whack, like seeing like at the end of so it's just like to not think about what I've hit for these 3 months, but just trying to give it a good whack. But it's like I don't this like limiting belief of like, is this really gonna work? Or it's like this unsure underlining feeling. But I don't know. Maybe it's that unsure feeling that's kind of like, I don't know how much I'm supposed to go for this right now. I don't know. Or
Yeah.
Britt, if in my talking you've heard something that makes you think, oh, that might be a belief, feel free to shout it out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I think it definitely does.
Or if that's a belief, or
even if you don't like know, like, okay, right now this is it. Maybe even this conversation will spark you to be aware.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, there it is. There's some.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, even for me, I feel like there's a sense of like, but how can I do it? How can I make it happen? And it's like, like we've been talking about, it's not about me making it happen. It's like, or but can I really? And it's like, no, I can't. But with God, I can. And
That's
like,
good.
Just like pulling him into this more and more, and like making it more about him than about me, because that's what it's about, and that's how it will happen. Like,
Yeah.
am I capable of making enough money to cover our bills? Absolutely not. But like he can make it happen. And
That's
so
good.
just remembering that, and
Good.
not thinking like, well, she can do it. I feel like it's been a thing in my life which I've overcome a lot, and I've like found like freedom in it, like believing like looking at you and be like, you could for sure do this, like fully believing it for you. But then when it comes to me being like, I could maybe, like I could do part. Like years ago, I like, it was pointed out and I like overcame it huge, and it's like done huge things. I used to like believe, I could believe really like have a lot of faith for other people, but for me, I always felt like I would get like just like second best with God. Like I wasn't like getting his fullness for me.
Wow.
And like, but I can still see little trickles of that sometimes with like, you know, that like, maybe I won't get the fullness of it, or I won't like fully.
Yeah.
And so I just have to be, I feel like, still aware of that. Like I definitely live way more like faith, believing in God for my own life now than I used to, for sure. And like believe big things, but that might be even something I need to like look back on and see like where I've let that trickle back into things. But
yeah. Wow, that's good.
So do you have any fears with the business, your dreams, what we've been talking about? Fears for yourself, fears of other people, what other people think, or things like that?
There's definitely like fears of being obnoxious or like people being like, oh my gosh, I don't want to see her work out again. I feel like I've hit that multiple times and been able to be like, oh, like one sweet thing from the business, it's definitely made me like my perspective for social media has been, I'm going to add value to social media, to someone else's feed. It's going to be valuable, whether they're ready for it or not. Like whether they're ready to sign, like if it hits them as like, oh, she's doing fitness again and I just can't do it. That's like their own struggle. Like my heart isn't to discourage, it's to encourage and to give hope and to give like, so that's been really sweet because I haven't had that at all for social media at all. Like I've been on Facebook and Instagram and been like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. So I've like stopped Facebook, whatever. That's been sweet. But there has like risen up this like, I don't know, like in the middle of my post or when I'm about to post, like, I don't want this to be too obnoxious. And then I just go back to, no, I'm going to freaking add value. God made me to be an encourager and to speak hope and life into people's lives. And so I'm going to step out on that. So that's been sweet.
That's good.
But one fear that comes up a lot, I guess another fear would be like, I'm recognizing I do want this to work. Like I do see how it fits with me. And so I want it to work. So there is this fear of like, but what if it doesn't work? And I think it's more of like, not what if it doesn't work, like that is a fear. Combating that would be like, well, if I'm asking the Lord to like help and to move in this and I'm like keeping my hand open with it, like he gives and he takes away and he's wise in all his doing. So if I'm just surrendered to him, it's going to be okay. I can trust his heart. I can trust that he's good. I can trust that he knows what's best. So I think there is this fear of like, but what if I fail? Like, what if it doesn't work? And just, okay, when that fear comes up, like declaring who God is and to surrender it again to the Lord. And it's not about my own effort or my own like gumption getting it done. I think those are probably the biggest two right now. So like being annoying or like even the enemy or other people's own insecurity twisting my post to be discouraging. And it's like, that's not something I can control and I got to let it go. So anyway, those two.
That's good. I actually did not think about this until right at the end of you talking. I was like, I don't know, but I think actually there's a fear that comes in with leading coaches. There's like this thought, like maybe I don't know how to do this well, or I don't know how to lead them to like success. And it's like, but then I feel like as I've thought about that, the Lord's been like, you just lead them like you've led life group or things like that in the past. And like, that's where like it's going to come from, is like the natural place of leading, not like me trying to lead like I think it should look, or like I think like the business part should look. It's like, no, it's just the same. Lead them in life and like what we're doing, and it'll go from there because it'll be a natural like outpouring of what they're passionate about and their gifts.
Yeah.
That's what I can lead in well, and that's what I've had experience with. And so
That's
I
good.
like just to remember I am a good leader, like those type things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
That's good.
Because I feel like I have gotten over a lot of like the social media. I've just been doing social media stuff with blogging and things a lot, so I don't feel like I have a lot of fears with that necessarily, or like. But I feel like it comes down to more like the leading the team side.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's the same. Like I feel like I've gotten over the like challengers. When challengers fail, I know it's not my fault. Like I know, like what you said. Like if they're offended, it's their thing. It's like
Yeah.
if they don't follow through, like I can't force them to do stuff. I'm
Yeah.
doing everything I can to like do it, and I've
Yeah.
separated that like failure piece or feeling like
Yeah.
failure from that. But when
Yeah.
it comes to like helping people build their business and seeing people who like want it and then like they don't,
Mm-hmm.
like same. I can't be the one to like put all that in them,
Yeah.
but I can do what I know how to do by like pouring life into them and encouraging them, and
Yeah.
But I still, I feel like there's still, I haven't fully separated my identity from that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so last question. What about coaching has impacted or changed you?
It's definitely helped me be more accountable. Like all of December, all of up to this point, I've worked out way more and ate way freaking healthier.
Hey,
and,
side note,
yeah.
because I feel like your family has struggled with sickness a lot the past semester.
Uh-huh.
I want you to take notice of how that changes, if it changes.
Yeah.
With the way you are eating, or if you start drinking Shakeology and stuff like that, because I do feel like, I don't think y'all eat bad, but I'm saying even just like being intentional about things, or like, I don't know, I just wonder if it will change, because that could be a really good like testimony. Yeah, don't just think like, oh, it's just because it's like a different season or it's the spring. It's like, no.
Yeah.
It could be a lot of things. So
that's good.
But,
well, and I'm interested to see, because Joey's parents, Melba has, like, this past year, I was even talking to her about it. Sickness it's just been one thing after another, and she was like, just anyways. They've tried smoothie stuff, but it doesn't taste very good. So I just got my Shakeology in 2 days ago. I came in on Saturday. So I'm gonna they even made a mention of like, what if you were like the morning smoothie making person? What if you made all our smoothies? And I was like, okay. Like, anyway, so, and that was before I had Shakeology. So, but I haven't done it yet. Anyways, I was gonna make them some Shakeology stuff and see if they like the taste or not. Anyways.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see, because of the superfood stuff in Shakeology, if it shifts stuff for Melba specifically in some different areas. Anyways, so I'll keep posted on that. So it's definitely changed my own health and fitness, but it's also like given me vision for how to use social media in like I just shared, in a positive, valuable way, which is huge. Like, that's been really sweet. I feel like the Lord's highlighted, like, just giving me more boldness, even in my like faith, like my more gumption to be real and be honest in my struggles and my strengths and the goodness of God, like on social media. I've never really done that before. So it's given me like almost like a platform to stand on. And it's like, I don't know, giving me more boldness to reach out. I feel like the Lord's highlighted, like, Jamie, these are some of your giftings, and it fits really well in the business. So it's felt like the Lord's just like breathed like new life or fresh wind into me from just saying, hey, let's try doing coaching. Like, why not? And so it's been really fun to meet, like, just dive in more with community stuff. And I feel like I've taken a little bit more ownership in even like the normal Legacy Warriors group, and like, hey, I'll reach out. Hey, I'll encourage even like already people who are signed up. And so I don't know, I feel like the quote, you grow where you're committed. It's like, I decided to commit more to health and fitness, and I'm definitely growing more. Like there's been tons of growth in that area over the past month and a half. So
that's good.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, maybe more like vision for what I'm doing in my life, how like my giftings connect to being able to help people, and like even how like to see fitness as a ministry has grown like huge.
Yeah.
And even just like confidence in myself and what I'm doing. And then I feel like personal development and like the value that Beachbody in general puts on personal development has been huge for me as far as like personal growth, personal discipline, like disciplines. Like I wake up early because of that. I go to bed earlier because of that. I spend my time more valuably. I feel like it's just like a growing thing, especially from last year to this year. Like last year is like I grew in personal development and like making it a priority, whether it's through books or podcasts. I grew in starting to wake up early. Now this year it's like I want to wake up early and have most days. And
so good.
I'm like, I felt like the Lord's called me to like give up TV, which means I'm doing more, not, and I wouldn't say just like business growth, like spiritual, like spending more time with folks, you know, like more time in the Bible, like just things like that that are like pouring into myself more. And I feel like it stemmed from the value of like, for this business, spend 5 to 10 minutes a day in personal development, which they a lot of times mean like business or personal, but like to me it's spiritual, or you know, a little bit of both. And so I don't know, it's just really
I
feel like that's a big part for me. But,
so good.
Okay, so before we finish, I have a little challenge for our week. One is to try to listen to last week's National Wake Up Call if you haven't yet. And when you listen, you can like fast forward to when the girl talks. You don't have to listen all the beginning, but it's the #1 coach in the network, which she's different. Her personality is different, but the things she shares are really good. And it has to do with, it's kind of what stems some of these questions for me. And so she talks about some of these things in her own life and her own business. And it's really good. And then in your stories and a social media post this week, share your vision in some capacity. And it doesn't have to be like, I'm a Beachbody coach and this is my vision. Like, don't even say that. Just like talk about, kind of like we talked about, just kind of little breadcrumbs of like your vision. It doesn't have to be, this is my entire vision, but like, this is just a piece, you know? And like, like for me, I could post like a picture of me and my kids and post like, or even like, you know, a picture of you and your kids and post like, this is what I do to like impact families, because now her family's being impacted and it's going like beyond that, you know, and like just little things. And even though my vision goes like in a total, I don't know, I feel like it's bigger than that. That's a deep vision I have for what I do. And so just finding a unique way to share it where it's not just like Beachbody, but it's about you and how things are impacting you. So at least once in your stories and once in a post, share that genuinely. But,
cool.
No, I did not mean to do that. Hang on, sorry.